Legion Tactical Cutlery.
Hold the line!
Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Gruggs here, Legion Tactical Cutlery. Welcome back, troops, Legionnaires, and any new recruits. Today in front of you, we see the new version of the Boar from Nedfoss. This is in D2 steel. It's a clip point. It's a pretty nice looking blade. Initial impressions is awesome, but now we got to put it to the test. What's your EDC today, troops? I went for a hike today and I decided to carry my Nedfoss Ambro 2 in D2 steel. Let me know what you all are carrying today. Veterans, active military, as always, just want to say thank you very much for your service. Enjoy the video. Excellent. Let's go over quick specs. Once again, this is the new version of the Nedfoss Boar. Overall length 9-inch, blade length 4.1 inch. Blade material is a D2 clip point. They're saying drop point. Looks to me like a clip point. Blade hardness is 60 to 62 HRC. Blade thickness is 0.18 inch. Blade grind is flat. Blade finish is a PVD black coating or physical vapor deposition. I guess that is the type of chemical process that they add this coating to the blade. Handle length is 4.9 inch. Handle material is G10. Finish is a natural micarta. Weight of the knife is 6.91 ounce. Not too bad. I did carry this for a hike. It was pretty light on my hip. And it features a full tang lanyard hole, kydex sheath, and a tech lock. Let's do a close-up. So I don't know, troops, I say clip point. They're saying drop point, but in any case, it's got a nice swedge up there, completely flat ground. I always appreciate a flat ground blade. Very sharp secondary bevel. It does have a sharpening choil and a small guard. Beautifully contoured handles. I know it looks blocky, but it is not. Everything is nicely rounded off, and it does feel very comfortable in the hand, especially if you're squeezing a little bit harder and you need to really dig in there. Let me just do the reverse position. It feels good all the way around. Now, I did do a Legion premiere of this knife. Go check it out. You'll get some really good close-ups. Those are the removable scales in the natural tan micarta. All right, it does have a lanyard hole, protruding tang, window breaker. I know you're not going to use a window breaker out in the field, but if this knife is used in a tactical environment or first responder environment, this may be the knife for you. Full tang goodness, some slight jimping. That coating does make it a little slick. However, we're going to test it out and we'll see how the spine works. But all in all, a pretty nice looking blade. Let's take a look at the sheath. It is a taco style. Okay, there is a small ramp where you could use your thumb to take the knife out. It does come with a ferro rod attachment, which is nice. It does come with this tool. It is a ferro rod striker, but it also has a bottle opener and a couple of measurements on each side, and possibly remove some type of nut or other items. It does come with this tech lock. Right now I have this for a upright carry. It is completely removable, and you could add whatever third-party device you want to carry it on your hip, inside the waistband, etc. These tabs are removable. They can be moved into a position of the size of your belt, or they're completely removed for, let's say, a military style belt. Snaps in. It's pretty nice. Let's pop the knife in the sheath. Here we go. It's a nice package. It's quiet, even with the ferro rod and this tool connected. It does not come out. It's pretty solid. There's a little opening. I know. Oh, here's the drainage hole. Okay, I thought there was no drainage hole, but here's the drainage hole. I mean, all in all, a pretty decent package if you're looking for something of this size. Now we're going to test this out, and I am excited. Let's see what it can do. Let's process this wood. It's a pretty decent size. I'm going to make it a little bit more manageable. We're going to do the same mission parameters, a little bit of chopping, a little bit of batoning, and we're going to process this whole piece into some smaller pieces of wood, at the same time testing out the retention of the edge of the blade. I did add this lanyard, so let's give it a go. Just a reminder to all of those who are new that this is a channel that tests out knives, and this is what I'm doing. Some of you may not like this process. However, this is how I test out my knives outdoors. And so far, this knife is doing real well. It did come extremely sharp out of the box. If you go check out my premiere of this knife, initial impressions were, very sharp. So check it out. So far, so good, man. It's biting into this piece of wood, and it's definitely a nice hard piece of wood here. Okay. Again, normally you wouldn't be chopping with something like this, but we're testing it out. Since I am chopping, I have to make sure that my hand is towards the rear of the handle to get the leverage that I need. And as you can see, it's, initial impressions right now, so far so good. And there's no edge damage, no rolls, no chips. I mean, we're looking good. Nice start. It's a nice start. The knife is very lightweight. I think a lot of hunters, hikers are going to appreciate this knife, And the good thing is that the tang is full. It's not skeletonized. I know some of you are going to really enjoy that idea. So if you go look on Nedfoss's website, you will see that the tang is full. Okay, so that is one plus for everybody out there. Now, being that it's so small, which is a nice size for the bushcrafters or the hunters, it's taking a little bit of time to chop through. However, the steel seems to be holding up just fine, the D2 steel. And I've worked with Nedfoss's D2 steel before. They do a great job. I mean, I recently just did the Sea Lion. What an awesome blade. So far, this has turned out to be pretty good. It's still early in the game, but let's keep going. she's biting in, you know, doing real well. Doing real well. Look at that slice right there. Oh, she's loose, she's loose. There we go. Nicely done, Nedfoss, and the blade looks good, man. Nicely done. Let's move on. As you can see, it's pretty thick, however. I think the knife could still do the batoning necessary here. So let's start. Whoops. Well, as you can see, it's doing a real good job so far. It's splitting that wood. Nicely done, nicely done. Excellent. Great. All right, so far doing the job. Now, that was some vertical. Sorry about that, troops. That was Miss Gruggs, and I needed to answer that phone call. It's very important. So I started doing a horizontal baton with the other piece that I used to vertical baton these, and I forgot to hit the record button. So now I got another big piece, a whole piece. I'm going to put these down, and we're going to do some horizontal batoning with this round piece right here. So give me a second and let's get started. All right, I'm going to go through this little knotted area over here, and I'm going to use the whole, you know, the whole piece of wood, the whole blade. And as you can see, it already started doing the splitting and the cracking of the wood. Let us continue. Nice, look at that, okay? Blade's looking good, looking straight. We are good to go. You hear that cracking? Look at that, splitting it right open. Nice. Nice job so far. I'm just curious, let's do maybe just a little prying. There we go, yeah, sounds like it's ready to come apart. Nice. All right, let's cut this fiber. Not bad, not bad. The tip is intact. We're looking good. Let's continue. Let me see if I can make some thirds out of this. As you can see, I'm hitting it hard enough that even the small guard is going through the wood, but the blade is doing most of the work. That's just the bark that came off. All right. We have a third. Now, this does have a protruding tang, yet, you know, I understand it's pointy. However, what I want to try and do is, I'm going to knock this into the stump. And it's still a good protruding tang. So it's pretty sturdy in there. Now let's make another third by doing this type of batoning right here. Okay, so for those who, you know, do not appreciate using their knife and batoning their knife, you could just tap this into the wood, as you see right here, into the stump, and then just do this kind of horizontal batoning. And here you go. How awesome is that? Let's do it one more time. You can see it's going right through that knot. Give it some leverage over here. Look at that, I made a nice thin piece. Look at that, nice thin piece. All right, let's see if I can make something a little bit better. Put this under for some leverage. Start off slow. There we go, nice. Perfect for those who want to split wood with their knife, but do not want a baton. In my opinion, a good way to go. Sorry about my arm in the camera. This thing is not cooperating the way I want to, but now you could see we have our pieces, our kindling. All right? And the tip is still there. Everything is fine. Once again, let's look at the edge retention of this knife. You can see I'm making some nice curls. In fact, you know what? Let's start making some individual curls. I might as well show you. Awesome. It's very comfortable in the hand, very, very comfortable. I mean, I've got a really good grip. The finger grooves are just working out real well. And, you know, after that bit of abuse of batoning, which I know some of you, you know, don't like, you could just see that it's making some nice curls. Excellent. All right, so let's try some feather sticks. Let me just clean this up and we'll make some feather sticks, okay? All right, so I have some pieces of wood over here. Let's make some feather sticks, okay? I did process this with the knife. You can see how nice and thin. Oh, these are working out. Awesome. I know this isn't the typical bushcraft knife, but it looks like it can do it. You know, you could do some carving with it. D2 steel is extremely sharp, especially after all that batoning that we've been doing. And you can see I'm making some nice curls here. Not bad at all. Now I'm going to do a couple more off camera, and then we'll show you at the end of the video, at the conclusion, you know, what it's capable of. Let's try a little tip testing, and then I want to test the spine of this knife. So let me be safe first. I'm just making sure that it's in okay and that it doesn't slip out of my hand. And then nice and easy. There we go. Nicely done. You see that it's split. Let's take a look at that tip. Awesome. Let's do it again. Nice and easy. Very good. All right. Excellent. Okay, you could see that. So let's do it again. I want to save the thicker piece for the spine. So let's try this again with the tip. Looking good so far. Yep, looking good. All right. And that tip is looking good. Now, the spine, even though there's this PVC coating on here, I thought it was a little slick, but now it's getting a little bit roughed up. Let's see how this spine works out. So first off, I'm going to take off the bark. All right, it did a good job of taking off the bark, and then for some, you know, if it's some nice dry wood, this might be enough. Okay, that might be enough. But now what I want to do is, let me take off the bark completely, and I will test out to see if it'll scrape that wood. And you can see it's still pretty sharp, making those curls. So this is bark. Let's see what it'll do with the wood. Okay, great. All right, man, that spine is looking good. Let me get some fat wood and we'll try out the fat wood and see how that works out on fat wood. All right, I'm back, got this piece right here. Let me just move this over. That'll be good for the conclusion as long as nothing flies away. But I'm curious to see how this, oh yeah, look at that. Well, some of it's flying away, but as you could see, it did a good job. See if I can make it just stick on the fat wood piece so it doesn't fly away. But look, that's very nice, man. It's definitely doing the job. So a very nice budget blade, man. I think, don't quote me, go check out the website, but I think this is under $50. Okay, and it's doing a fine job so far. I'm pretty pleased. Let's just test out the ferro rod. I want to make sure that sparks up using the spine. It should, but we got to test. So give me a second. I've got the sheath. Let's pop this out. Okay. Now what I'm going to do first is just scrape off that coating that's on here. You know, I thought this was for the, for the ferro rod, but this feels even smoother than this one, than the spine on here. But I want to get off some of that scraping. I probably should have done this off a camera. So let's see now if this, oh, do you see that? Definitely working, man. All right, good, man. You know what? I don't think you can go wrong with this knife. I mean, Nedfoss produces some seriously good blades, man. And this is the second in the new lineup that has come out. This is a newer version of the Boar knife. In fact, go check out my original video of the Boar. I really beat the living daylights out of that knife, and it came through with flying colors. This is updated version. I gotta say, I like this one better. I like the blade shape better. I like the handles better. And you know what? This knife is producing, man. It is producing. Last but not least, let's try out a couple more simple camp tasks. Some paracord here. Okay, I got it doubled up. Okay, no problem. I have some thicker, natural rope. Let's see how it works out. There we go. Great job. Add that into the pile. We're looking good with this knife, guys. It's a fine knife. It's a fine budget blade. Just another fantastic option of knives out there for everybody to choose from, even in this budget arena. And, as you could see, it did a lot of work. It did some heavy duty work and it did some light work. It did some finesse work. I enjoy this knife. I think it's a simple but effective design, and it worked just great. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment. Help me out over here. I want to bring awareness to everybody. Hashtag 22 a day. Hashtag 22 a day no more. There are veterans in active military that once they get out of the service, they do face a lot of challenges. Unfortunately, one of these challenges is suicide. At the end of this video, pause on the slide. Call those phone numbers. Surf those websites. Go talk to someone. Seek the help that you all have earned and deserved. Troops, thanks again. At the ready. Hold the line. Take care.
Legionnaires!